Yo, what's up guys? Welcome in! Arthur is a tactician pilot with medium type license. If you like Naomi gameplay, you'll probably enjoy Arthur as well. The main difference, Naomi usually soften enemies, while Arthur usually destroy enemies. Like other tactician pilots, Arthur can re-attack once per turn, just like Naomi. She can also activate link attacks, which apply lock-on effect to enemies. Once target is marked, Arthur can hit them regardless of distance, almost like having free radar backpack passive. Arthur has access to aiming mode through one of her skills. She is also very strong in Turn 1 strategies. A common PvP tactic is to jump in with the fighter first to engage the enemy, then let Arthur follow up and finish off the marked targets. Let's see what she can do and how we should play Arthur. Thanks to her talent, Arthur can launch link attacks whenever a friendly unit initiates combat, up to 3 times per turn. However, this only triggers when allies start combat with active skills. If friendly units use a code skill, Arthur won't trigger link attacks. Another advantage is that link attacks don't consume ammo. In addition, every link attacks apply lock-on effect to the target. Once the enemy is marked, Arthur can use link attacks or her signature skill regardless of distance, giving her excellent reach across the map. At A3, Arthur becomes even stronger. When she initiates link attacks, she uses both shoulder weapons, which increase her total link attack damage. Skill 1. Signature skill. Arthur's main source of damage comes from the skill. The AP cost depends on how many missiles are launched, so the more missiles you fire, the more AP skill consume. An important detail is that the skill cannot be used until the enemy has lock-on effect. This means Arthur needs some setup first. A friendly unit needs to initiate combat first, so Arthur triggers link attack that applies lock-on to the target. Once the target is marked, Arthur can use her signature skill. Once activated, Arthur launches a powerful missile strike, consuming up to 5 AP per target. And yes, this can apply to multiple targets. If more than one enemy is marked with lock-on, Arthur can hit several targets in single attack, potentially destroying 2 enemies at once. Skill 2. Passive skill. Most of the time, this makes the passive a great source of extra damage, perfectly fitting Arthur's playstyle while she supports the team from safe position. Skill 3. Option 1. This is support skill that reloads all ammo and grants 1 AP. In most cases, this skill is only useful in certain stages, because Naomi's signature weapon or Arthur's signature weapon can already reload ammo passively. However, it can be still useful if you are using A0 Arthur and want to cast 5 AP skill on turn 1, the skill that can enter aiming mode before combat. Skill 3. Option 2. This is important setup skill, especially for special mission or challenges that require hitting a specific part. A good example is the Milkama Barrage event, where you can only attack the body part if you want to clear all achievements. Arthur always starts battle in standard mode, where her attacks deal splash damage. This means she can hit multiple parts and deal higher total damage. However, this skill allows Arthur to switch to precision mode. In this mode, final damage increases, total damage is lower, but direct damage to single part is higher. For example, if we combine the skill with her 5 AP skill, which can enter aiming mode before combat. In standard mode, Arthur deals higher total damage, while aiming at the body part. In precision mode, in the same situation, she deals less total damage overall, but much more damage to specific part she is targeting. This makes precision mode extremely useful for the part targeting challenges. In addition, this skill can also trigger link attacks for all pilots within range without consuming their link attacks count. How good is signature weapon? Arthur's gameplay is already very strong when using Naomi's signature weapon. Arthur's own signature weapon further increases her kit. It boosts link attacks damage and increases damage against lock-on targets, which directly strengthens Arthur's most powerful skill, which is signature skill. The weapon also provides stack mechanics. After reaching 10, which Arthur can usually achieve on turn 1, she gains +1 AP regeneration per turn, a huge boost for her AP recovery and overall tempo. In addition, it comes with 2 universal passive. The first increases damage, which is very easy for Arthur to trigger. The second restores all ammo consumed after attacking. This second passive is especially strong for turn 1 Arthur. After casting her salvo skill, all ammo used is immediately reloaded, allowing her to cast the same skill again if needed. In the future, Arthur will likely use both missile weapons, her own signature weapon and Naomi's signature weapon. Arthur's signature weapon can be obtained from Arm Conquest number 13, together with Typhus signature weapon. Arthur ST. It is worth pulling. Let's break it down. 4-piece set requires at least 5 tiles distance to get maximum damage. For Arthur, this is usually not a problem, as she stays in the backline. Rainbow set requires moving 2 tiles or less to get the bonus damage. This can make Arthur a bit a slowpoke, which isn't the issue unless the stage requires heavy movement. Max level bonus grants 1 free AP at the end of the action every 2 turns. Should you pull? If you don't already have strong ST, this is worth pulling for Arthur. However, if you already invested in Arcus, G3 or Rainbow, it might be better to skip this ST and wait for Nightglow ST. Why Nightglow ST? It's currently Arthur's best ST and will remain so for a long time. Pulling multiply ST just for small upgrade isn't efficient. You can continue using Arcus with Naomi or Arthur until Nightglow become available. Options: pull Arthur ST and skip Nightglow ST later. Or option 2, stick with Arcus and save for Nightglow ST later. On CN, most Arthur players jumped straight to Nightglow ST because of its amazing synergy and long-term value. Not worth investing into ST. If you pull Arthur ST now, stick with it. If you already have Arcus, I'll wait and pull Nightglow ST for maximum impact. In short, Nightglow ST is the best long-term choice, but Arthur ST is fine if you want upgrade now. Best weapons and setup for Arthur: 2 missile launchers, core for her high damage, backpacks, ammo crate or rank 2 ammo crate plus first strike. Best ST priority: Nightglow ST from Colin Banner. Best long-term choice: amazing synergy with Arthur. Arthur ST, good upgrade for now comparing to Arcus. And option 3, Arcus ST. Module recommendation for Arthur. Currently, Arthur doesn't have many perfect modules, but some options work well. Arcus modules or Kong. Future best modules for Arthur: Dictator from Rosemary ST. Provides up to 35% damage boost, excellent for Arthur. And second option, Colossus from Verna ST. Another strong option also can reach boost damage up to 35. Weapon accessories for Arthur. The best trigger accessory is one that requires 3 buffs. This becomes even more useful once Arthur has her signature weapon, since grants 1 extra buff for free when deployed. Upcoming clearance ops will also bring better option for Arthur accessories. But for now, I will use these trigger accessories and combine with these reaction accessories. Neural Drive Overview. Arthur can perform decently even with 0 bionics, but to unlock her full potential, a few bionics items are recommended. Gimmick play 1 bionic. Damage focus build at least 3 bionic to use double red Y6 chips and activate important neural drive passive 10 CP. For optimal damage and quality of life, the full neural drive build is Sector 1 10 CP, additional 20% damage, and Sector 2 13 CP, further damage boost and passive. If stage require more AP, you can go standard set, Sector 1 7 CP and Sector 2 16 CP. Sector 2 Breakdown. 1 CP grants 1 extra missile link attack. 7 CP provides standard AP bonus, can get up to 2 AP after destroying targets. 10 CP important quality of life passive. Friendly units can apply lock-on effect after initiating their first attack. This allows your DPS pilot to mark targets without radar backpack. 13 CP increase link attack damage. And 16 CP restore 1 AP after link attack, but this passive can only trigger once per turn. Final thoughts: is Arthur worth it? Yes, Arthur is really strong pilot. She is unique as we don't have many missile pilots, only 2 so far. If there was a tier list just for missile pilots, she would likely be T0, but she is not must-have meta pilot, so it's okay if you skip her. Even at A0, she can perform well and be helpful in the future event challenges. Important notes: RST isn't must-have right now. I would 100% wait for Night Glow ST, especially if you already invested in Arcus and have at least G3. There is no need to invest into 2ST just for a small upgrade. So invest in Arthur ST now and skip Night Glow ST later, or skip Arthur ST and use Arcus for now and wait for Night Glow ST. Personal take: I'm skipping Arthur and her ST, so you won't see her much in my guides. You may see her in Arm Conquest if I borrow from my guild. However, if you like Arthur's gameplay and have saved plenty of pulls, she is definitely worth pulling. As I mentioned before, I don't like splitting resources between many A0 or A1 pilots. When I pull, it usually means investing at least A3 pilots and of course their Rainbow ST. This isn't whale behavior, it's more like controlled focus pulling. That's just my personal style, so don't feel you have to follow it. For me, I'm waiting for Revelation ST and Ines, also called Ophelia in some regions, then Rosa Judgment, Maxer and her ST, and finally pull for Paloma and her ST. There are so many strong pilots coming after Rosa Judgment, so be careful with the pulls. Future pilots will require more investments. If your main team is already strong, maxed Asuka, so maxed Rosa, don't expect a new A0 pilot to upgrade your team. Hopefully this will help you decide your pulls and understand how Arthur works. Thank you guys for watching and catch you in the next video. Bye bye!